Hi students, myself Deepak Devle, Computer Science Department, KTHM College, Nasik. Now we are in post chapter as cryptography encryption. Today's topic is public key cryptography. Now PKI, it stands for public key infrastructure. Actually there are three different points in PKI as below. First is certificate authority known as CA. Then second is registration authority known as RA, and third is validation authority known as VA. Now whenever we consider certification authority, so there is some agency organization which will send request for certificates. No doubt these are the digital certificates. Then second is RA, stands for registration authority, which is responsible for accepting those digital certificates and do authentication of the person and then approve this request. Third is validation. It verifies the digital certificate with the third party organization, and if it's valid then will be marked as a valid authority. These are CA, RA and VA. Now first of all CA. Now what do you mean by certification authority? A certificate authority, also sometimes referred as certificate authority. It is a company or organization which acts to validate the identifiers of entities. For example, we can take websites, email addresses, companies, or individual people or person also, and bind them to cryptographic keys through the issuance of electronic documents known as digital certificates. A digital certificate provides authentication, encryption and integrity, in which authentication means serving as a credential to validate the identity of the entity that it is issued to. Second one is encryption. For secure communication over insecure networks, encryption is used. It means that the plain text message will be modified into ciphertext and transferred through the network, so that conversion from plain text to ciphertext is known as encryption. Third parameter is integrity. So integrity of documents signed with the certificate so that they cannot be altered by a third party in transit. Now second one, registration authority. A registration authority is a function for certificate enrollment used in public key infrastructure known as PKI. It is also responsible for receiving certificate signing requests for the initial enrollment or renewals from peoples as well as servers or other applications also. The registration authority verifies and forwards these requests to a certificate authority. This RA is also responsible for receiving other certificate lifecycle management functions. For example, we can take revocation. The RA implements business logic to accept requests, including methods for verifying the origin of the requester and the party should have the certificate. Now third one is CA. Sorry, yes, CA or CR, certificate repository. Basically, it contains the system that holds certificates and information about all unexpired certificates, including revocation information. It also contains some policy informations. So these details are available with certificate repository. Now here the concept of public and private key. The key which is known to the person who sent the it, and that person suppose knows only that key, then it is private key. Means any other person in the network will not have any idea about that key. Any intimation of the key is known as private key. And second one is public key. Now that public key is broadcasted, so it always available to each user on the internet. So these are the two keys, public and private keys. Now whenever we have to transfer the data, no doubt those data must be confidential. So along with the data we have to generate the keys, and those keys are responsible for the purpose of security. Here again one example is given. Alex gets Bob's public key from the CA, and Bob gets Alex's public key from the CA. Means there will be interchanging of the keys in between Alice and Bob. These are the two users, and both are using private key and public key. The private key of Alice is only known to Alice, not Bob or other person, but the public key available at the Alice as well as Bob side is known to everyone on the network. So again problem arises for key exchange, and for that purpose there is one algorithm, one method, and that is Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm. Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm. So here again two users are given, Alice and Bob. Okay, so this problem is known as Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm. You can observe here Alice and Bob are the two users. They want to send some message with each other, they want to share some communication. So both are using here two types of keys, one is public and other is private key. Public key which is known to everyone on the network, and the private key which is only known to the person who is sending it or receiving it. Now see this step here. Bob and Alice know and have the following. Now here you can consider two prime numbers. So I am taking P and Q. So first one is P having value as 23, and second number Q having value as 11. Now Alice chooses a random number, and suppose that random number A, and that is 6. Similarly Bob also select the random number as 5. Again use those formula given here, and by using it Alice computes one key, and that value is 9. At the Bob, at the other side for Bob, again another value will be generated with the given formula as you see in slides, and it will generate number as 5. Now what they do, they just exchange those values. So what happens, Alice send that 9 to Bob, and Bob send 5 to Alice. So they just exchange those values whatever computed with the help of the given formula. Now they are using their secret keys. Now secret random number for Alice is what, 6. Secret random number for Bob is what, 5. So again use another formula given here for finding out secret key, and those two secret keys are generated. At the Alice side one secret key generated with value as 8 by using the given formula in the slide, and at the Bob side also one secret number will be generated using the given formula in the slide. Now if you observe carefully, then both values are same. It has value of 8. In short, with the help of this algorithm we have generated the secret key. Now that secret key is used to decrypt the message, and whatever message will be sent by the sender, that message will be received at the recipient side. So in this way we can easily work with Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm. Now next topic, applications of cryptography, means the area in which we use cryptography in today's life. First one is nothing but authentication, or we can use it in digital signatures. Then second application is time stamping. Then electronic money like digital cash. Today we are using various type of application like Google Pay, Phone Pay, with the help of which we can transfer money from one smartphone, from one account to another account with the help of smartphone. That is digital cash. Then last is discrete encryption. We can secure our data with the help of some encryption decryption technique, and that is also given over here. Okay, so this is all about cyber security module 1. Thank you all.